Well.
Hello everybody, welcome back to First Step Travelers. Ruben, we have Nick Dean here.
Dean, aka Smiley.
Yes sir. This is a little bit different video to make. This is more just a philosophical talk, I guess you could say. We're talking about never letting the adventure in your life die. From our earliest years, everybody when they're in their childhood, you went on adventures. You had adventures in your local creek, in your backyard. You went on these adventures. You had imaginary foes you slayed. You fought alongside your friends, conquering obstacles, going to these imaginary places even though you were probably just in your front yard. And somewhere along the line, you probably let that spirit die. You probably got soaked into your environment. You got soaked into the everyday norms of life, the working, going this way and that way, and letting that spirit die of making your life adventurous. And this talk is more to maybe re-spark that in a way. If your life is, what you'd say, boring, it's empty, you have nothing going on, you're kind of just drifting along and you're like, oh, I don't know, what is there to do? Make it adventure. This channel is based around traveling. If traveling the world, going out of the country isn't something to do, you can make it adventure in your hometown. You can make it adventure in your everyday life. You can be on your way to work, on your way from work. Making an adventure out of your tasks you have to do every day, getting a cup of coffee. Switching up the music you listen to. Maybe listen to music without words. Let your imagination get out there. Do some riding. Take some hikes. Go on a little road trip. You might be bound to having kids or whatnot. Maybe work is just too busy. Maybe mold something around that. Go on an adventure with the kids, take them out wherever you may go, wherever there is to go. But if you have none of that, then you should definitely look into making something happen in your life so you can go and travel and see the world and experience things that you cannot experience at home. There's beyond countless things to do, countless things to see, experience, people to meet, foods to try, different skies to see, day and night. It's good to stay adventurous. It's good to experience.
Very well said. Like my brother Ruben over here is saying, man, this is about keeping that spirit alive. And that is very true of everything you're saying about like how we used to be so adventurous, man. Our imaginations take us everywhere. We shouldn't stop that, And when it comes to that, like not letting the adventure die in us, like it's already almost been a decade since my first step. And I almost didn't do it either. I was back when living with Mike, and Mike had been traveling for some years already, so before that, it never even used to cross my mind about like going overseas. Before high school, before Mike first got over in Italy, began his traveling adventures, I started to like give it a little consideration back in the day. Like, man, I've only been to like Florida. That was it. I never had done anything outside of Kansas City all through high school or anything. And then after I was 21, not much longer, Mike was talking about going over to Bali, and I'd heard about Bali, and I just couldn't imagine myself going over to Asia, and I've never flown before. I got my passport. It only took 2 weeks. I got my passport in 2015 and took the first step to my first real big adventure. And that definitely changed my life, man, because I had never done anything like that. I didn't know what I was getting into, going to a whole different country, different cultures. Couldn't speak the language, but I knew I had my brother there, who was my first inspiration to go. And man, when we landed in Jakarta, man, it was amazing. It was amazing. We were overwhelmed at first, especially where our hotel was at, trying to figure everything out. Everything on that first trip went so good. And so I started to learn how friendly people are in certain countries, and just how different cultures are. And it was just a big adventure. And during the times I'm listening to the music we used to listen to back in the day, the adventurous themes, and just, it was a trip though, a wonderful trip the whole time. You know?
Things you would imagine being little, but
Now
in reality.
Now you actually get to go do it. Like landing in Bali, you land at the airport, and you know, you think you'd be at a regular airport, and you pull in to a freaking entrance that is the same style as the Dragon Ball Tenkaichi tournament. And like, we pulled up to it, I'm like, what is that? Like, that is from my childhood. Like, I never thought I would see it until I took that first step. And we had so many good times in Bali. Mike, bring that video clip up. Bring that video clip up.
Oh, pull it up, Jamie.
Trying to keep that spirit alive so we can go back and see more and do more.
And that was my first step, and that was already almost 10 years ago.
Here we go.
It just goes to show how fast time goes, you know. I'm in a situation, I still don't have any kids, so I have the opportunity to take these trips. And I've been trying to figure out the best ways. But I've been to Costa Rica 3 times now, and I've spent over a month there. And it's about a year since I've been now. And now I'm, ever since then, trying to keep that passion alive to travel, you know. Because I have the opportunity, and you need to take that opportunity if you have it. It'll change your life, and you'll want to keep doing it. It's been about a year for me, and that's been too long, you know. So I definitely agree with everything that my brothers have both said about keeping the spirit alive. And that's what Mike's channel's always been about. And that's what brings us all these great memories and all the great footage that we give to you guys, just because we love it, you know. We do it because we love it, and we want people to experience it. Keeps us going.
Keeps us going. So if you get that PTO, use it, sucker. Don't just sit on the couch doing nothing, playing Elden Ring.
You died.
Go and take a flight. Go and do something amazing. So if you're single, you have no kids, make a plan. Go and do something. If it's just for a week, if it's for 2 weeks, that's freaking awesome. Go and do it.
It's amazing, man.
You watch adventurous movies. You probably seen Lord of the Rings. You know, oh, go run in some fields and go see mountains and stuff like that. And you ain't gonna do it unless you actually do it. So do it.
Usually for me, the biggest thing that I would get over, or I used to have to get over, is before I leave. Like, you'll think about it too much, or you'll think about the flight. It's mostly the flight that, other than that, I always want to. The flights aren't bad at all. You just like might not want to go or something, but it's like you need to get over that. Just be ready for the flight, do whatever you need to take. Some people don't have problems flying at all, but I hear a lot of people like, I can't do it because of the flight. It's just something you really have to get over too, because people fly everywhere, every single day too. And that used to bug me, but it doesn't really bug me anymore.
Something I was thinking about last weekend, I went to the bookstore, and when I read, it takes me to different places. I get to experience, and that's part of why I play video games too. Not so much lately, but reading different stories, different authors, you know, different characters, different adventures that they go on, experience that they have, you know, it could take you from where you're at and step into their shoes, as well as video games or watching adventurous movies and stuff. So that keeps me going. I know for a lot of other people, hopefully, you know, it does the same. So, you know, you want to transition that into your physical life to actually go and do something like that yourself. You can make something happen, make it happen. Try your best, work towards it. It might be way later down the road when you can do it. Right now, currently, my plan is here in the next year, I'm trying to really make something big happen. I'll have to step out of the workforce for a while, but that's fine. Like I said, this is part of the plan, part of the process, but it'll be worth it. The last trip I planned when I went online, I was working towards it for a year and a half, so I stayed patient, I did my work, and I got to go on an adventure that changed everything in my life. So just keep that in mind. Don't think, oh, I'm just going to do something next month. You might not be able to pull that off. Like I'm planning right now for this year, it's keeping my spirit going. It gives me something to strive towards every day. Every day I keep telling myself 1 year from now, 1 year. And that's what I did on my last trip. I just kept saying same thing, and then I ended up taking that trip. So just plan it, work towards it, be patient, execute it, and be able to take an adventure. Hopefully it's something just mind-blowing, changes everything in your life.
It's going to make you want to keep going back as much as you can. You know? It's about planning accordingly, like he's been saying. once you do that, even if you can't get as much time as you want, still do it. Plan accordingly. Like, you'll get the spirit, and you'll get experience, the spirit to travel. Like, you'll want to do it again, and then you can plan accordingly for your next trip ahead of time too. I agree, brother.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. And with that, we're gonna close this out. So
Show your moves.
that's about it. Stay in good spirits, stay adventurous, and hopefully you get to doing some traveling. We'll see you out there.
We love you across the world. It's all about that first step. Pura vida. And later.